In the Cardini color change, the top card changes into a second card, so you will need to have the deck face up or perform a double lift, which turns over two cards as one. So now that you're in this position, you need to hold the deck in mechanics grip, like so, and the index finger is going to move to the edge. So you will have the index finger at the top right corner and the thumb at the top left corner. These are the two most important fingers because they are going to hold the deck in place so the cards don't move. If you hold at the edge in a low position, the cards will be loose. We don't want this. We want the cards to stay in place. So you need to apply pressure at the corners, like so. They are now in place. And now the pinky finger is going to contact the bottom right corner, right here, with the fingertip. And it's going to apply pressure downwards. So the card will move perpendicular to the deck, like so. So the card will move perpendicular to the deck. When you perform this move, you move more than one card, the problem is not in the pinky, it's in these two fingers. So you will need to apply a little bit more of pressure. So now this is all the technique you need. You need to be able to move the card from the top to the side perpendicular to the deck in a really fast motion, like so. So practice this a lot of times, and when you have it consistent, you only need to add a second hand on top. This will cover this card and will allow you to perform the color change. So now you need to end up clean. So for this, you will perform the color change, and if you notice, you are in the perfect position to grab the deck in beetle grip with your middle and ring finger on the short edge, on the top short edge, and thumb on the bottom short edge. Now that you hold the deck like so, this card is being held by the middle and ring finger and is going to move to the bottom of the deck. If you see this from the top, it's a really clean move because when you perform the Cardini color change, you already are in the position for beetle grip. So when you move your hand away, you put the card on the bottom and you end up completely clean. So you perform a double lift. Now you move your index to the side. The pinky is going to perform this move while you cover the card. Hold in beetle grip, and these two fingers move the card to the bottom. And now you end up completely clean. For this color change, you need the two cards that are going to change on top face up. You're going to hold the deck in mechanics grip, and the right hand is going to cover all the action with four fingers that are going to be not perpendicular but a little bit diagonal, like so. And the thumb is going to perform the secret technique. The thumb is going to push the top card to the bottom, then to the front, back again, and then to the front again. And then the index finger at the left hand is going to square everything up. It makes no sense if I show it you like so, but when you tilt the deck up and you move at a 30-degree angle and put these four fingers covering the thumb, then it all makes sense. Look, if I do like so, it makes the first color change, and the technique I perform is the same I show you. The thumb is pushing the top card to yourself. So you show the queen, then you cover and push the queen back. Now you perform the first color change, like so. Okay, so the queen, boom, first color change, and now you're going to put the queen again to the front. This will create a window right here, which will allow you to push the bottom card with your thumb and put it above the queen. And then the index will square everything up and perform the last color change. Now you only need to turn over the two top cards, the ace and the queen, like one, like so, and this will allow you to end up completely clean. So in order to perform this color change, you do a double lift, turning over two cards. You tilt a little bit to the left, cover with these four fingers, do a gentle move, perform the first color change. With your thumb, you're pushing the card to yourself. Then you put that card again right here. Okay, so you're just putting the card a little bit to the front, and your thumb is going to push this card to the bottom, showing the second color change. And now you only need to put this on top and square with your index finger. And when you do like so, it performs the second card change. You do a double leaf and you end up completely clean. The Erdnase color change is one of the best to perform in real life. For this, you'll need the two cards that are going to change on top face up. You're going to hold a mechanics grip and the right hand is going to cover the top card and push it to the front. This will create a window right here that you're going to contact with these two muscles. This will allow you to push the card backwards to yourself and over top card. So you can square with your index and then show the color change. So you can do it like so, like I just explained you, but this doesn't look natural. It's a really weird move if you perform it this way, because it's really forward, backward, forward, backward. So if you want to perform in a better and most visual way, you'll need to put your right hand face up and the fingers are going to be relaxed, so they won't be extended, they will be a little bit relaxed. The pinky is going to be right next to the top right corner, right here, because the pinky is going to push the top card forward. At the same time that there is a big motion that is going to cover this small motion. The big motion is going to be the right hand turning over and extending its fingers. So at the same time that you put your hand face down, you turn over your hand and extend your fingers, you're going to push with the pinky the top card. So from the edge, it looks like this. Okay, so you already have that window created. It looks more natural because you don't have to do this movement, pam, pam. You already do it in this motion. Now you are ready to get this bottom card with these two muscles, move it, and perform the color change. Also, don't perform the color change like this. Do it in a more magical way. So you grab this card and you do it like in a natural motion, like so. Or you can even push the card through your arm, like this. You can move the card through your arm, of course from the front it's not seen, but it's right here, and then do the color change like this. There's actually many ways you can do it. I'll recommend you to experiment and be creative, but this is the Erdnase color change. For the duck color change, you need to grab the top two cards, one face up, the other one face down, and while you throw the cards to the deck, they are going to flip mid-air, producing the color change. For this, you need to learn first how to turn over one card in mid-air, and once you have this, then you can perform with two cards, so you can do the color change. For this, you'll get a card and you will hold it with your middle and thumb on the short edges, but not in the middle, but a little bit to the right, like so. The index will be here and it's going to just help a little bit. It's not a really important finger and you don't have to make a lot of pressure, because what we're going to do is bend the card a little bit, so the thumb is going to apply pressure to the front. It's not the middle finger applying pressure, it's the thumb. And the middle finger is going to grip the card in a really gentle grip, so it is not making a lot of friction. This will allow the card to be thrown to the front. So this is the first movement you need to learn, how to throw a card to the front. So the thumb is applying pressure and the middle finger is releasing, because there's a really gentle move, a gentle grip with this finger. And if you need an extra help, the index can make a little bit of pressure, but just a little bit. It's an extra. It's not the principal fingers. The principal fingers, the main fingers are the middle finger and the thumb. So with those two fingers, you will throw the card. If you separate the card and the deck and move the fingers to the right, this will not only throw the card but also flip it. Now, when you add a second card, so you have one card on the top, another one on the bottom face down, what will happen is the following. You will probably first release the bottom card and then the top card. In order to avoid this, what you need to be conscious about is the middle finger. This is the most important finger. It's important that this finger is at the fingertip, like right at the edge of the finger. So this will allow you to throw both cards at the same time. It's usual that when you practice this, you first release one card and then the second card. That's completely normal. But with practice, you will be able to perform the deck color change. So remember, hold in the short edges to the right, the index finger applies just a little bit of pressure, and the main focus is on the thumb that is applying pressure to the front. The middle finger is holding the card right at the edge, right here, and this will allow you to throw the cards while they flip in mid-air. The mechanics behind this color change are actually pretty simple, but that doesn't mean that they are easy. You will need to practice a lot. So the technique is as follows. You are going to push these two cards, because this is a double, from the back to the front, and at the same time you are going to move the top card to your right, so you will hide it underneath the deck. If you perform this action fast enough, you will be able to create the illusion that these cards are changing colors. So for this, you are going to get a break of the top two cards, because you need a double leaf, and you are going to hold with your middle finger on the top left corner, like so, and with your thumb on the bottom right corner. You grab these two cards, and your index is going to go to this long edge. It's going to turn over the card and then go halfway back. Now, with your ring finger, you are going to hold the card like this. Okay, this is actually pretty hard, and you don't really need it. You can turn over the two cards as one, grab them and put them in the middle of the deck. That's enough. But the way I do it is turning over the whole card, then going halfway back, holding with my ring finger like so, and put it inside the middle of the deck. Okay, so with my thumb I push half of the deck up and I put inside this card, just one corner. Okay, now you're going to hold with your index and middle finger on this short edge on the top, and the thumb is going to go on the bottom. Okay, so the thumb will contact the bottom card, the Jack of Hearts, and these two fingers, the top card, the Nine of Spades. So the movement that the thumb is going to make is from the back to the front. This is important because if you go from one side to the other, this will reveal the secret and the color change won't look as good. So the thumb will go straight, really straight. And these two fingers are the ones that are moving to your right. So when you move from the back to the front, you push with the index and middle finger to your right, and then when the card is straight with the deck, you will release these two fingers and push with your thumb. So in the slow motion, the movement is as follows. You push from the back to the front, these two fingers are moving the card to the right, and then you release and the thumb finishes the movement. So you have a break, you can turn over these two cards, put it in the middle, inside a corner, and then push from the back to the front, moving the card, and if you do it fast enough, you can perform the color change. Now you are going to hold grab with your thumb and do an undercut. So you put this card on top, turn over, and now you are clean. You just have this card on the bottom, but you can do a half pass and be completely clean. For this color change, you are going to steal the bottom card, like so, while you turn over the deck of cards, and then you are going to place this card on top of the deck. For this, you are going to hold with the middle ring and pinky on the top short edge, but in a deep grip, because you want to grab from the bottom. The index is curled on top, and the thumb is on the bottom short edge. Now, the pinky finger is going to steal the card, contacting the corner, and applying pressure so you can steal the card like so, and it's perpendicular to the deck. You're going to do this movement while you turn over the whole deck and grab it with your left hand. So the movement really is this one. You're going to act as if you were doing this movement just once. So this hand turns over and grabs the deck, while the pinky steals the card. So you steal the card and you come with this hand turning over the whole deck. This is the excuse that allows you to steal the card without people seeing it. Okay, so now that you have the card right here, you only need to place it on top. You're not going to place it really carefully. You're just going to leave it, and the gravity will push the card to the front. So you have your deck tilted a little bit down. So when you steal the card and leave it on the top, gravity will make the card to fall and square up. Okay, so you just leave it there while you move the card from the bottom to the front, and this will allow you to perform the color change. Okay, so from the front, the card that you have stolen is not seen, and then you only move from the back to the front, performing this amazing color change. For the gorilla color change, you are going to hold two cards as one with your index and middle finger at the bottom of one of the short edges and the thumb on top. Now you are going to come with your right hand and you are going to contact with these four fingers on one of the long edges and the thumb on the other one, and you are going to steal the bottom card. Of course, this will be done at this angle so the spectator doesn't see that you are stealing this card. Okay? For this, the index and middle finger are going to push the card so it's easier for your right hand, to steal that card. So you steal that card and then you put it on top, pinch it with your thumb, index and middle finger, and square with your right hand. When you do this, you don't want to do it in a straight way. You want to tilt your hand, put it like so, so from the front the bottom card is seen, and then you produce the color change. Okay, so don't do it this way because it doesn't look as good. Do it like so. Tilt your hand, put it here, and you're going to pinch both cards. Remember, you have stolen the bottom card. You tilt, pinch, and then square everything up at the same time that you produce the color change.